Hello. Welcome to English for Everybody. This lesson is about English adjectives.
Section 1 of the nature of adjectives and the degrees of comparison. An English adjective, whatever may be its gender, number, or case, like a rusty weathercock, never varies. Thus we say, a certain cabinet, certain rogues. But as a rusty weathercock may vary in being more or less rusty, so an adjective varies in the degrees of comparison. The degrees of comparison, like the genders, the graces, the fates, the kings of Cologne, the weird sisters, and many other things, are three: the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. The positive state simply expresses the quality of an object, as fat, ugly, foolish. The comparative degree increases or lessens the signification of the positive, as fatter, uglier, more foolish, less foolish. The superlative degree increases or lessens the positive to the highest or lowest degree, as fattest, ugliest, most foolish, least foolish. The positive becomes the comparative by the addition of r or er, and the superlative by the addition of st or est to the end of it, as brown, browner, brownest, stout, stouter, stoutest, heavy, heavier, heaviest, wet, wetter, wettest. The adverbs more and most prefixed to the adjective also form the superlative degree, as heavy, more heavy, most heavy. Monosyllables are usually compared by er and est, and dissyllables by more and most, except dissyllables ending in y or in le before a mute, or those which are accented on the last syllable, for these, like monosyllables, easily admit of er and est. But these terminations are scarcely ever used in comparing words of more than two syllables. We have some words which, from custom, are irregular in respect of comparison, as good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, etc. Section 2. A few remarks on the subject of comparison. Lindley Murray judiciously observes that, "if we consider the subject of comparison attentively, we shall perceive that the degrees of it are infinite in number, or at least indefinite." And he proceeds to say, "A mountain is larger than a mite, by how many degrees? How much bigger is the earth than a grain of sand? By how many degrees was Socrates wiser than Alcibiades? Or by how many is snow whiter than this paper? It is plain," quoth Lindley, "that to these and the like questions no definite answers can be returned." But when quantity can be exactly measured, the degrees of excess may be exactly ascertained. A foot is just 12 times as long as an inch. A tailor is 9 times less than a man. Moreover, to compensate for the indefiniteness of the degrees of comparison, we use certain adverbs and words of like import, whereby we render our meaning tolerably intelligible, as Byron was a much greater poet than Muggins.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.